Hi, I'm Rex Estrada Obida, a spokesperson from Bsed Math 2, and today we're going to discuss about a three-dimensional figures. But before that, let me present to you my objectives. In this lesson, you will be able to create 4 three-dimensional figures, define three-dimensional figures, and explain the formulas in finding the volume and surface area of a three-dimensional figures. What are the three-dimensional figures? In geometry, a three-dimensional shape can be defined as a solid figure or an object or shape that has 3 dimensions: the length, the width, and the height. Unlike two-dimensional shape, three-dimensional shapes have thickness or depth. The attributes of a three-dimensional figures are faces, edges, and vertices. The 3 dimensions compose of the edges of a 3 geometric shape. A cube, rectangular prism, sphere, cone, and cylinder are the basic 3-dimensional shapes we see around us. Cube, a 3-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces, facets, or sides with 3 meeting at each vertex. Rectangular prism, a 3-dimensional object with 6 rectangular faces. Sphere, a 3-dimensional shape made of all points equidistant from the center of the shape. A cone, a 3-dimensional solid that has 1 circular base and 1 vertex. Cylinder, a 3-dimensional solid that has 2 parallel, identical circular bases. Here's a list of a 3D or a 3-dimensional shapes with their name, pictures, and attributes. A cube. The attributes of a cube, we have the faces of 6, the edges of 12, and the vertices of 8. A rectangular prism. We have the faces of 6, edges of 12, and the vertices of 8. A sphere. We have a curved face of 1, edges of 0, vertices 0. A cone. We have a flat face of 1, curved face of 1, edges of 1, and the vertices of 1. And a cylinder. We have a flat face of 2, curved face of 1. The 3-dimensional figures that I chose are the following: the cube, cylinder, cone, and the rectangular prism. And in finding the volume of a cube, we need to follow the formula of V is equals to S cubed. And its surface area, we need to follow the formula of SA is equals to 6S squared. Also, in finding the volume of a cylinder, we need to follow the formula of V is equal to pi multiplied by R squared times height. And it's finding its surface area, we need also to follow the formula of SA is equal to pi multiplied by R squared plus pi times radius times height. And in finding the volume of the cone, we need to follow the formula of V is equals to 1/3 multiplied by pi radius squared times height. And in its surface area, we need also to follow the formula of SA equals to pi multiplied by radius squared plus pi multiplied by radius times length. In finding the volume of the rectangular prism, we have the V is equals to length times width times height. And its surface area, we need to follow the formula of SA is equals to the quantity of 2 multiplied by length times width plus length times height plus width times height. Here are the examples of the different 3-dimensional figures. Since we already have a 3D figure of a cube, let us assume that its sides has a 6 cm. Upon finding its volume, we need to follow the formula of V is equals to S cubed. Since we already have the value of its sides by 6 cm, all we need to do is to copy it and multiply itself 3 times to get the value of the volume of a cube. We have 216 cm cubed. And upon getting its surface, we also need to follow the formula of SA is equal to 6S squared. 6 is a constant value, and since we have the value of its sides of 6 centimeter, all we need to do is to multiply it itself to get the product of 6 times 36. So to get the exact value of the surface area of a cube, all we need to do is to multiply the 6 to the 36 to get the product of 216 centimeter squared. Another example of a cube, let assumes that we have the measurement of its sides by 2. So okay, V is equals to S cubed. Since we already have the value of its sides by 2, so all we need to do is to multiply it itself 3 times to get the product of 8 centimeter cubic. And upon getting its surface area, we need to follow the same formula of 6s squared. Since 6 is a constant and we already have the value of sides of 2, all we need to do is to multiply it itself. So copy the 6, 2 times 2 equals 4, and then 6 times 4 equals 24 centimeter squared. Another 3D dimensional figure, a rectangular prism. Let assumes that we already have the value of its length, width, and height. The length by 9, the width by 3, and the height by 6. So upon getting its volume, we need to follow the formula of V is equals to length times width times height. So all we need to do is to substitute each value. We have the length of 9, the width of 3, and the height of 6. To get the exact value, we need to multiply it one by one. So multiply 9 to the 3 to get the product of 27, multiplied by 6 to get the exact value of its volume of 162 centimeter cube. And also, to get its surface area, we need to follow the formula of SA, the quantity of 2 multiplied by length times width plus length times height plus width times height. We need to substitute its value. We need to multiply 9 by 3, 9 by 6 plus 3 by 6. We need to multiply it one by one to get the value of 27 plus 54 plus 18. To sum up, we already have the value of 99. And to get the exact value of its surface area, we need to multiply 99 by 2 to get the product of 198 centimeter squared. Another example. Let assumes that we have the value of its length by 5, its width by 2, and its height by 4. So we need to follow the same formula. V is equals to length times width times height. Substitute the value, 5 in the length, 2 in the width, and 4 in the height. Multiply it one by one, 10 times 4 to get the exact value of its volume of 40 centimeter cube. And also its surface area, we need to follow the same value. We need to follow the formula of SA is equals to the quantity of 2 multiplied by length times width plus length times height plus width times height. Substitute the value, copy the 2. The length is 5 multiplied by 2 plus the length of 5 multiplied by 4 plus the width of 2 multiplied by 4 in the height. Copy the 2, multiply it one by one to get the product of 10 plus 20 plus 8 multiplied by 2 to get the exact value of 76 centimeter squared. Another three-dimensional figures, we have cone. Let assumes that we have the value of its radius by 3 and its height by 8. So upon getting its volume, we need to follow the formula of V as equals to 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Since we already have the value of its radius and height, and the value of its phi is constant at 3.14, all we need to do is to substitute its value. We need to copy the 1/3, the value of pi 3.14, multiplied by the radius of 3 squared times height. Copy the 1/3, copy the 3.14. Since the radius has an exponent of 2, we need to multiply 3 by 3. So to get the product of 9, copy the value of the height. Multiplied 9 times 8 to get the product of 72. Copy the 3.14. Multiply the 3.14 to the 72 to get the product of 226.08. Divide 3 to get the exact value of 75.36 centimeter cube. And also, to get its surface area, the same value that we are going to use, we need to follow the formula of SA is equals to pi multiplied by radius squared plus pi multiplied by radius and height. The value of pi is 3.14, then radius of 3 squared plus the value of pi 3.14, the radius of 3 and the height of 8. Copy the 3.14 multiplied by 9 plus 3.14, 3 times 8 to get the product of 24. Multiply the 3.14 to the 9 to get the product of 28.26 plus multiply the 3.14 to the 24 to get the product of 75.36. To get the exact value of the surface area of the cone, all you need to do is to add the 28.26 plus 75.36 to get the exact value of 103.62 centimeter squared. Another example of a cone. Let assume that we have the value of its radius by 2 and its height by 5. So we need to follow the same formula in the volume. V is equals to 1/3 multiplied by pi radius squared times height. Copy the 1/3, substitute the value of pi 3.14, the value of radius by 2 squared, and the value of height by 5. Copy the 1/3 and the value of pi. The square root of 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 5 to get the value of 20. Copy the 3.14 and to 1/3. Multiply the 3.14 to the 20 to get the value of 62.8. Divide 3 to get the exact value of 20.93 centimeter cube. And also, to get its surface area, the same value that we're going to use. Follow the formula of SA is equal to the radius pi times radius squared plus pi multiplied by radius and height. Substitute the value of the pi 3.14, the radius by 2 squared plus the pi 3.14 multiplied to the radius of 2 and the height of 5. Copy the 3.14. Square root of 2 is 4. Copy the 3.14. The product of 2 times 5 is 10. multiply the 3.14 to the 4 to get the product of 12.56. Multiply the 3.14 to the 10 to get the product of 31.4. And then to get the exact value of its surface area, add the 12.56 and 31.4 to get the exact value of 43.96 centimeter squared. Another three-dimensional figure is a cylinder. Let us assume that we have the value of its radius by 4 and its height by 9. So, to get the volume of a cylinder, we need to follow the formula of V is equals to the pi multiplied by radius squared times height. Substitute the value of pi by 3.14, the radius of 4 squared times 9. So copy the 3.14, multiply 4 by itself to get the value of 16, copy the 9. And then copy the 3.14, multiply 16 to the 9 to get the value of 144, and multiply 3.14 to 144 to get the exact value of its volume, 452.16 centimeter cube. And to get its surface area, we need to follow the formula of SA is equal to 2 multiplied by pi times radius squared plus 2 multiplied by pi times radius times height. Copy the 2. The value of pi is 3.14. The value of radius is 4 squared plus 2, 3.14 multiplied by 4 times 9. Copy the 2, the 3.14, and the squared of 4 is 16 plus 2. Copy the 3.14, multiply 4 and 9 to get the value of 36, and then copy the 2, multiply 3.14 to 16 to get the value of 50.24, plus copy the 2, multiply 3.14 to 36 to get the value of 113.04. Multiply 2 by 50.24 to get the value of 100.48, plus multiply the 2 and 113.04 to get the value of 226.08. To get the exact value of surface area of a cylinder, we need to add 100.48 to 226.08 to get the exact value of 326.56 centimeter squared. Another example. Let us assume that we have the value of its radius by 2 and its height by 5. So the same formula of the volume, V is equals to pi times radius squared times height. The value of the pi is 3.14, the radius of 2 squared, and the height of 5. Copy the 3.14, squared of 2 is 4, copy the 5. Copy the 3.14, multiply 4 and 5 to get the value of 20. Multiply 3.14 by 20 to get the exact value of a cylinder volume. We have 62.8 centimeter cube. And in getting its surface area, the same value we are going to use. Follow the formula of SA is equal to 2 multiplied by pi radius squared plus 2 multiplied by pi radius times height. Copy the 2. The value of pi is 3.14. Radius of 2 squared plus 2. The pi of 3.14. The radius of 2 and the height of 5. Copy the 2 and the 3.14. The square root of 2 is 4 plus 2, 3.14. Multiply 2 and 5 to get the value of 10. Copy the 2. Multiply 3.14 by 4 to get the value of 12.56. Copy the 2. Multiply 3.14 to the 10 to get the value of 31.4. Multiply 2 and 12.56 to get the value of 25.12. Multiply 2 and 31.4 to get the value of 62.8. And add 25.12 and 62.8 to get the exact value of its surface area of 87.92 centimeter squared. That would be the end of my discussion. Thank you.